Matthew. Good morning, everybody. If there's anyone here, just pop up, say a comment, just so I know that you're there, and we'll get started in a couple of minutes on your final day, or if you're on catch-up, it will still be your final day. So, well done, really well done. I imagine it's been quite a tough couple of weeks, and ultimately rewarding. So, yeah. Enjoy yourself over the weekend or on your rest days, and we will get started just in 2 minutes. Okay. We are going to start standing, as always. I'm going to talk you through some of the moves that you are going to be becoming quite familiar with now. We're going to be working deeper into them. There's always more depth, more flesh that you can find in the exercises, and as you become familiar with them, so we can go deeper and really explore those deep abdominals, and hopefully we'll have time for some stretching as well. So, okay, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start standing as we always do. So feet in parallel, fist distance apart. I'll go side on so that you can see my profile. Okay, and just stand tall. Take that neck back in line with the spine. Think about shoulders wide, pressing all 10 toes into the mat, and really soften those knees a little bit. And really think about tucking the tailbone underneath, pulling in the abdominals, and standing tall. And just automatically, just by checking in with your posture, you will grow that little bit taller. So we've already grown taller, and we haven't even started anything yet. So we're going to start and do some of our roll downs. Just go through. We're going to start some of our roll downs. Okay, and this isn't a relaxation exercise. This is a preparatory exercise. So we're not flopping down. It's still active. We're still engaged, and I really want you to think about that as we're rolling down. So breathe in. And then on an exhale, allowing your chin to fall down towards your chest, leading with your neck, pulling in the abdominals as you're rolling down to the mat. Your arms, your head are really hanging. Bend the knees as much as you need to. And we're just hanging at the bottom, aiming to get your chest onto your thighs. Breathe in. And then on an exhale, I really want you to think about standing into those legs to power you up through, pulling in the abdominals, really active, more active than we've been before. Start opening the shoulders up, straightening the legs as you stand tall with the neck back in line with the spine, slight tuck of the chin, breathing in again, exhaling to roll. Hanging, weights going forward over the toes, scooping in the abdominals, rolling all the way down to the mat. Again, breathe in. Think about the power in those legs as they power you up. You're pulling in your abdominals, you're standing tall, your shoulders are starting to go wide, and you're standing tall, legs are straightening as you arrive at the top. Go one more time, breathing in. Exhaling to roll. Weights going forward. Those toes are really pushing into the floor. Head, arms are hanging heavy. Bending the knees so that the chest comes onto the thighs as much as you can today. It's been a tough 2 weeks. Breathing in. And then those legs, powerful legs, are going to push into the floor. You're going to stand into them. You're pulling in your abdominals and you're rolling up. Your chest is coming wide at the top. And you're standing tall, feeling like that invisible line. It's pulling you up towards the ceiling. And we've just really mobilised the spine there. Got it a little bit active. And we're going to come down to the mat. Okay, we're going to take ourselves, just tip the camera down just a little bit so that you can see me. So we're going to be sitting in our bent position, so legs bent, just bringing them in towards you just a little bit. Just got to get the perfect camera angle. I will work it out one of these days. And we're going to focus on sitting tall. Holding on to the back of your thighs. Shoulders are wide. Okay. Press those toes into the ground. And we're going to focus on the C curve of the abdominals. So when you think about the C curve, I do refer to the C curve. Okay. It's not like totally like this. It's not coming from the upper back. Okay. Although that looks very, very nice. Okay. And it probably is a C curve. What we want to really focus on it's a C curve coming from the deep, deep, deep abdominals, okay? So I'd like you to breathe in, and then on an exhale, pulling in. So we're not going back so much, we're just pulling in those deep abdominals. It's very, very, very subtle. You might not even be able to see I'm doing it. And then we're going to sit tall. And we're going to do that again. Find those deep abdominals. Exhale, round that lower back. Pull in the abdominals. You can tell there's a lot going on here, okay? I'm struggling to talk because there's so much going on. And then inhale, sitting tall on those sit bones. One more time. Exhaling, pull in those deep abdominals. There's your C curve, okay? Everything's active. Try not to roll back. I've gone back a little bit. And then we're going to sit tall up on those sit bones again. That is really deep in there. Deep in the abdominals, stretching out the lower back as well. All good stuff. Let's take ourselves down to the mat and we're going to get ready for our pelvic curl, which I'm going to break down for you a little bit again, okay? Done a lot of these this week, kind of feeling it on my abdominals a little bit. So feet, 10 toes into the mat. Okay, find that perfect distance for your feet for you. It's a little bit different for everybody. I think that's about right for me. Your pelvis is in that neutral position, so you've got your hip bones, pubic bones on that same plane, and your arms are down by your side. You're going to press those backs of the arms into the mat, and that is going to open up your shoulders, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, nice wide across the shoulders. Okay, inhale, and then on the exhale, finding those deep abdominals, we're going to imprint that spine into the mat. We're not going to roll all the way up. We're just going to get our coccyx off the ground just by using our lower deep abdominals. And then exhaling, you're going to return back to the neutral position. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling, find a really deep abdominals, pressing your lower back into the ground and just lifting that coccyx off the ground. And then release back to neutral. 1 more time. Inhale. Keep those shoulders wide. Exhale. Deep, 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 deep. Imprint into the ground. Lifting that coccyx. Just a tiny little lift that's just coming off the ground there. And exhaling to return. Okay, we're going to go up a little bit further. Okay, after we've used those deep abdominals, we're going to allow our bum and our hamstrings to peel ourselves up into our bridge position. Inhale. Exhale, deep abdominals. Press into the mat. The coccyx lifts up. Now you're going to use your hamstrings and your bottom to start lifting you up all the way up to your bridge position. Okay, keep the shoulders wide, Keep the arms pressing into the mat so it keeps those shoulders wide. We're up in that bridge position. We're going to roll down and then we're going to come back up again. Inhale. Exhale. Soften and to roll all the way down. Lower back finds the floor and you release into the neutral position. Okay, let's go again and stay up there for a sec. Inhale. Exhale. Use those deep, deep, deep abdominals, pressing the lower back into the mat. Lifts the coccyx off the floor. Your hamstrings are going to start to lift up. Your bum's going to come in, pushing you up into your bridge position. And you're just going to hold it there at the top. Backs of the arms pressing into the mat. Okay, what I'd like you to do when you're up in this lovely position is just open your knees out just very, very slightly. See how easier that feels to hold it up there, okay? That's our knees flaring out. And it's a lot easier. And there's not much going on there, okay? It makes it easier. So what I'd like you to do is just to bring everything back into the midline of the body, okay? So bring your knees back, press that toe into the ground, and can you feel how much more activation, how much more you're working to keep up into that bridge position? Okay? That is what we're looking for. When we're up here, we're going to curl the tailbone underneath, get a bit more abdominals. Really, really hard, yes? Breathe in, and then exhale as you roll all the way down to the mat and release your pelvis back into the neutral position. One more time, okay? Inhale. Exhale, deep abdominals. Use them to press into the mat and lift the coccyx off the floor. Arms are pressing in, shoulders are wide. Use that bum, hamstrings, lifting you up. Think about drawing your knees into the midline of your body, drawing your thighs into the midline of the body, pressing that big toe in. They want to come into the midline of the body. Hamstrings probably screaming at you now. I know mine are. Okay, we're going to be up there. Let's just curl that tailbone underneath. Excellent. Okay, I want you to open those legs out as we did before, and then I want you to just drop down just by an inch or so. Okay, drop down just by an inch or so. Then I want you to bring your knees and your thighs and that big toe into the midline of the body. Curl the tailbone underneath a little bit more, and then push up that 1 inch that you dropped down. Back to the arms are pressing into the mat. Breathe in and roll all the way down to the mat, releasing back into neutral. My hamstrings are screaming at me. Bring your legs in. Just give them a little bit of a rock and a roll. Okay, well done. I think you can tell how much there is in that just by the way my voice was shaking. Lots to find. Okay, so we're going to take our arms out into that T position. We're going to work the spine twist. In the same way that we worked that one harder, we're going to work this one harder. Two choices. You can keep your feet down on the ground, and let's all do that for the first one, okay? We'll do 3 in total. First one, feet on the ground, and then we'll go up to tabletop. So palms are facing up. You've got the thumb rotating back towards the back of the room. Got that outward rotation of the shoulder blades, okay? I'm going to come over to the camera first. You guys come over to the camera first as well, so that you can see what I'm doing. Squeeze the legs together, okay? Pelvis is in neutral. Activate that core. And we're going to inhale. And as we inhale over, the legs are going to go, for me, they're going to go over to the left. And I'm going to feel like I'm pulling my rib cage back to the right. Okay, so the legs are going one way. Rib cage is going to feel like it's dragging back the other way. Opposite shoulder remains on the ground. And then exhale. Use those obliques, bring you back through center. Squeeze the legs together. They go over to the other side. Legs are going to the right. I'm going to drag that rib cage round to the left. So opposite ranges that you're going in. Legs one way, rib cage dragging back, and then exhaling, using your side obliques, your side muscles, to bring you back through centre. Okay, so you can either carry on going like that, or you can inhale, taking one leg up to tabletop. Make sure that shin drops down a little bit, and then exhaling all of the air out. Bring that other leg up to tabletop, squeeze the legs together, same thing, legs going over to one side. I'm going to drag this rib cage back to the right, exhaling, using the obliques to bring you back through centre, inhaling, and exhaling. Can we do one more? Whichever position is right for you today. Inhaling over, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Drag that rib cage in the opposite direction. Exhaling. And inhaling. And exhaling over. And then slowly and with control, take one leg down, take the other leg down. Interlace your fingers really into the webbing of your fingers. Reset your positioning. Press your feet down, pelvis neutral. Press your head into your hand and really feel like, just about see your elbows in your vision and feel like you're pulling your shoulder blades apart as well. Okay, we're going to inhale. And then exhale as you lift up into your chest lift position. Look at your thighs if you can. Keep those feet on the ground, and then exhaling as you lengthen down to the floor. Inhaling up. Rib cage comes down to your waist. Scoop that belly. I want you to feel like your stomach is going into your pelvis area almost. And then exhaling, coming back down. One more time. Inhaling. Push that belly, push that stomach, push the abs into the pelvis area. And exhaling. Back down. Okay, let's go up and let's stay up for some rotations. Inhaling. Exhaling. Push that belly down into the ribcage. We're going to exhale, and it's just the ribcage is moving. I don't want the head to move. I don't want the arms to move when we're going around. We're rotating from the ribs. We're going back through centre, pulling your shoulders apart. Keep it wide. Back through centre. One more if you can. Come down for a rest if you need and come back up. Just that very, very, very slight rotation for the internal and external obliques. And we're going to come back down to the mat. Shaky, shaky voice today. Working hard. Okay, let's go up again. Let's do one more set if we can, because it's very, very good for you. And then we'll go onto our side. Inhale. Keep those pull those shoulder blades wide. Just about see your elbows in your vision. Keep a hold of that. Press the head into the hand. Exhaling to lift, to look at your thighs. That slight rotation. Exhaling to one side. Inhale through centre. Exhaling to the other. Inhale through centre. One more time. Back through centre. Amazing, amazing work. Inhale and exhaling as you return back to the floor. Don't know about anybody else, but I'm sweating just a little bit. Okay, guys, that's awesome. That was really, really intense. So it's just about finding deep, deep, deep. We can all go through the movements and we all go through the motions, but really finding those deep connections. You can work really, really hard. There's a lot of flesh in these fundamental movements. There's always more to go. So side lift, a bit more for the obliques, waist here. All the movement we're going to do here is going to come from the waist. Okay, so we're going to lie straight. Okay, bottom arm is going to come underneath you, palm facing up, and just pin that arm into place with your head. This hand is for support here. If you can, think about being in between two planes of glass. Okay, if balance is a little bit not with you today, you can take your legs forward just a little bit. Okay, so choose what is right for you. Hips are stacked, knees are stacked, ankles are stacked, feet are stacked. Okay, so I want you to feel like you've got a sense of lift in the waist. Okay, so it depends what your body shape is like, it depends what your body is like. Sometimes you might be able to see a little gap underneath your waist there, about like a tiny mouse hole. But the most important thing is just to feel like you're not slumped down. We are lifting out from that waist. Okay, we're going to take those legs up to a micro hover, and we're going to squeeze them together. These are active legs. Okay, so this is our starting position. Okay, and we just inhale on that starting position, and then on an exhale, just by using your waist, feel like you're closing up that gap in the lower waist, and as you close that gap up, the legs just respond, they just kick up. Woo, losing my balance. And then inhale to release them back down to a hover, and this waist opens up. Okay, exhale to lift, or exhale to close the gap, and the legs respond and lift. Inhale back to a hover. Let's do this. Do that 5 more times. Exhaling, closing the gap. And inhaling, opening the gap in the lower waist. Go again. Exhaling. And inhaling. So this movement is coming from your waist. If you've got that balance, you can put your hand on your waist. You can feel it moving. Okay, it's delicious. Feeling that movement of the waist. Exhaling. That's where it's all coming from. The obliques. Shouldn't be going into your lower back. It's going into your lower back. Okay, reset. Tuck the tailbone underneath you a little bit more, because it's not the lower back that's doing the work here. It should be the waist. And that's where you should feel it from. Not sure how many I've done. I'm going to do 2 more. And squeeze those legs together. Tucking it under. And 1 more. And then take those legs down to a hover. Come up into your mermaid position. We're just going to stretch out here for a minute. Okay, we're going to take 1 forearm down, and we're going to come and over. Stretch that arm out nice and straight, the arm above. Push down into the floor, lift up underneath the waist, and just take that opening. Breathing into it. And then we're going to go over to the other side. Again, keep that arm straight. Wow. Stretching is good. Obviously it can feel, you can feel it, but I think it's good to stretch. And just breathe in. Excellent, good stuff. Take the legs around. Come on to the other side. And it's that same thing. So bottom arm is stretched out, palm is facing up, and you're pinning that arm into place with your hand, with your head. Top arm is rested down. Have a sense of lift in that waist. You're between 2 panes of glass. Everything is stacked, just squeezing the legs together. And we're just going to take those legs up to a micro hover. That's our starting position. Okie dokie. So, exhaling. Press that lower waist into the ground, and then inhaling, open the waist up again. Exhaling to press down, and inhaling back to a hover. Okay, 4 more times if you can. Press it down, if you can, get that balance, and you can feel that waist working really, really hard. And again, if it's going into the lower back, tuck your tailbone underneath it a little bit more, because, she says, wobbling, it is your waist that is doing the work here. And down. And 2 more times. And then we can come up into that delicious mermaid stretch. And one for the road. And back down to the floor. Come up into your mermaid stretch. We're going to go onto our forearm to start with, towards this bend. We're going to take her up, stretch it out, pressing down, lifting up, really pressing down, breathe in, and exhaling out. And then to the other side. Wow, that feels nice. The leg is lifting up, you want to get a bit more of a stretch. Press that leg down. Try and keep both bottoms on the floor. Really, really good. And I think got time to come around on to 4-point kneeling. Okay, into our cat stretch. We are pressing our shoulders, or we're not, we're having our shoulders over our wrists and our hips over our knees. Okay, you've got that flat back. Okay, neutral spine. Press the back of the head up. This neck is just a continuation of the spine. Okay, feel like you're pressing the floor away and ripping the mat apart to keep those shoulders wide. And we're going to exhale, find those deep abdominals again, and we are going to curve the lower spine by using those deep, deep, deep abdominals. Again, you might not be able to see that I'm doing an awful lot, but I'm working deep into those lower abdominals. And then I'm going to pass my back through that flat back. I'm going to do a baby back extension of the upper back. Again, pushing the floor away. Then we pass through that flat back. And again, deep abdominals to curve that lower spine. Nice spine stretch. Down there, using the abdominals. Coming back through the flat back. So our upper back is not something that normally bends. Okay, so we're trying to get as much extension as possible in the upper back area without sinking into the shoulders. So we don't want to be doing that because we're keeping it in the abdominals. So again, round that lower back. Deep, deep, deep abdominals. Back through on the flat back. And have that tiny, tiny extension in your upper back. Excellent. Good stuff. Push back into the rest position. Take your knees open. Open your knees if that suits you. If it's a higher knee position, if you can't quite get back over your knees today, do that. Whatever is right for you. But just sink down to it. Breathing in. And then take those arms. I'm going to come over towards you, to the camera. Take them over to the left. And breathe in. And then walk the hands around to the right. And breathe in. And exhaling out. And one more time, breathing in. We're going to tuck your toes under. I'm going to come up into an up stretch. So tuck toes under, coming up into an up stretch. Aim to send your heels back down to the mat. I know that this isn't always possible, but that's the aim. We're just going to push the head through the shoulders as much as possible, just to get a bit more of a back extension there, stretching out. Feel the stretch in the calves. Breathe into it. And exhaling out. Oh, that's lovely. And then we're just going to take the hands, walk the hands and the feet back towards each other. We're in my signature crab move. Back in a folded position. Your knees enter this stage. Chest is on the thighs. Breathe in. Those lovely, powerful legs, those deep abdominals that have worked really hard for you this morning in such a short space of time are going to power you back up. Your legs are active. Power in those legs. Feel it. Open your chest. Open your shoulders. You arrive at the top. I'm just going to come down into a seated position here. I'd like you to take your arms up, turn your palms out, press into your hands and down, and do that one more time. Up, rotate so that the palms are out, facing outwards, and down, and then just press your hands together, really press them. Breathe in, keep those shoulders wide. I felt myself dropping down. And well done. Congratulations on completing your week. I hope you enjoyed it. Really deep, deep abdominals there. Focusing on those precise movements of getting those fundamentals absolutely and utterly nailed. And each time layering it up, adding more and more detail. It's building blocks, and you have all done amazing. So thank you, have a great weekend, and hopefully see you next week. I'm off to the races, so that should be interesting. On weather like this. Happy weekend, everybody. Bye bye.